I'm for spanking.
You are?
Yep.
I'm not really for it.
Mom and Dad are contradicting themselves, telling me not to hit, but why is it okay for you to hit?
The child doesn't come with an instruction manual.
You know, it did bring correction, and I don't look back as a horrible thing.
I think today in society you need to be aggressive.
Like, I don't want him to hit me when he's mad at me. And he gets mad at me pretty easily.
I would consider spanking and abuse two separate things, completely separate.
Spanking is child abuse in my mind.
Children have a right to be free of physical violence.
A dragon would blow fire on me.
It's like fire on you?
Yeah. I think that nobody should ever do it and that it's a horrible thing.
You made the wrong choice. Therefore, you knew that you were going to get spanked.
I think it should be against the law and they shouldn't do that.
The role of a parent or a guardian is to be a guide and a friend and a role model.
On the bleach, come on, do it again, quick, go, hard,
I became very interested about the internal world of children, how the child understands this process of being spanked. So I'm trained to listen to children talk about their internal experiences. How can we assess the child's internal world? Why don't we ask the children to draw a rose bush? In children who had pretty normal development, that is normal kind of family life, had lots of friends, were able to do their schoolwork, related well to the teachers, the drawings were often very well organized and very well balanced. There's a difference in the belief system of children who have been spanked and children who haven't been spanked. Children who have been spanked build up a different image of the world. Often the internal definition of self is, there's something very wrong with me because I am being hit. What you see in the drawing are the thorns of the rose bush. There are like no flowers, so there is no tenderness, there's no color, there's no richness, there's no fertility, there's no tenderness. The rose bush has chainsaws, it has swords, it has guns that are shooting. Children who've been spanked often expect threat and expect that the world is hostile, that you can't trust people, and at some point you're going to be attacked. And so you better be ready to attack back.
I am utterly and completely committed to this idea that parents have a safe place to go to get help, that they can change their behaviors towards their children, and that there is a structure in place culturally that really does protect children, and that there's no little cracks, little places that children fall through. I had an experience that was profoundly disturbing to me. I saw a parent chronically and constantly over a couple of days hitting these little children, clearly neglectful as well as abusive. The children were in constant agony, and I spoke with Child Protective Services, and they were clear to me that there's a fine line, that because there's no marks on their body, that this does not constitute, in a clear sense, child abuse. How shocking it is that the smallest, most vulnerable human beings in our society have really no legal right This small child has absolutely no voice, no advocacy, and no clear avenue to get someone to stop hitting them. That is what compelled me to begin to think beyond the therapy room and think about the society and what sorts of boundaries and ground rules we have around how we treat each other. And that's where I began to look at the phenomena in Europe. In New Zealand, I think recently banned spanking in the home, and what's that about? And does that even help? And the studies show it's a huge shift in how parents think. It was predominant that most parents thought spanking was fine, and now in Sweden, parents under 35, only 3% think spanking is an okay thing to do. And that made me really hopeful. So I just need support. I need financial support. I'm looking for a funding source that also has a mission and that can provide to us a venue to launch this into really the greater public. So I'm the kind of person that can see this project from the beginning to the end and can ensure that it will not only be developed, but will be useful and will be put out there in the world for people to be thinking about to create social change.
Research shows that spanking does not help children. In fact, leads to more antisocial behavior. So it may be a quick fix or a quick solution, but it has disastrous negative consequences.
When we as a culture say that hitting children is wrong, it starts to make sense all of the other things that we shouldn't be doing to children. It creates a kind of clarity.